What's up guys, Chief Oscar here and I'm back with another review.
My weapons specialist, Ironhide. You feeling lucky, punk? Bad mojo.
Today I'm going to be reviewing Studio Series number 14, Ironhide. So first, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. You've got your standard Studio Series box with a picture of Ironhide here. He does have his mouth guard in all pictures of himself, except, every single picture on here he has his mouth guard, which is weird because I don't think he had them in any of the movies. But anyway, you got him with his arm cannon, number 14, Studio Series, Autobot Ironhide, age, Transformers, he's from the first movie, Transformers Generations to Karatomi. On the side, you have a zoomed in photo of his face with the mouse guard, Studio Series 14, Voyager class figure. Yes, he's a Voyager class figure. On this side, you got a zoomed out photo of him with authentic Transformers. On the top, you have a window inside, and on the bottom, you got a bunch of stuff that you don't want to read. And on the back, you have your pictures. Yeah, big screen inspired. Ironhide dodges missiles and returns fire as he answers the call to protect Mission City. He comes with the Mission City battle backdrop. He also other figures to collect are all the figures from the first movie or second movie, I believe. Well, this Megatron is from the second movie, but these two are from the first movies, I believe. But yeah, he's got 27 steps, and that is all for the box. He does come with Mission City backdrop. You have that all blown up, where he fought Starscream and Brawl, or Devastator, if you go by what he was called in the first movie. There you have that. Anyway, straight onto the figure. Here we have Ironhide in his GMC pickup truck vehicle mode, and I don't mind it. It's a nice vehicle mode. I've seen a lot of GMC trucks getting around in Australia. Of course, I would prefer a good old pickup. No, not a pickup. Good old ute compared to one of these. But they're a nice looking car, I guess. Here you got that. You got your headlights, road armor written right there. You can see his face through the window. Lights up there with paint chipping, which is unfortunate. Got your smokestacks. There is a gap here, but what can you do? 4x4 on the side. Wheels do spin, it's alright. On the back you got your tail lights and an Autobot symbol, but this doesn't really close properly. And a place to put a number plate. And on the bottom, it's alright. You do have this part which sticks out a lot right there. You can get over it. So that's the basis of the vehicle mode. He does come with some accessories. His arm cannons. So these are his two arm cannons. Not too sure which each one is called, but he have them. Fantastic detail done over all of them with some weathering at the nozzle of this cannon. For storage on the car, you can fit them together. There's a tab there and a slot there. They just go in together. And then with a tab there and slots on either side of the rear of the tray, they can go on that. And you have a really goofy looking weapon system. But as I said last video, that weapon storages on vehicle modes have never been that great. But there we have that. If you so wish, he does roll as he should. He's a car. There we have that. Now for size comparisons. Here he is with Transformers Studio Series Sideswipe. They do both appear in a scene together. The Mexican standoff, which is mentioned in his own video. You have that. There he is with Studio Series Barricade. So the scale there. He's much bigger than Barricade. I think that should be real scale. Here he is with Brawl. I'm pretty certain that isn't real scale. I'm pretty sure the tank should be a lot bigger. Unless this is a beast of a truck. There we go. Here he is with Series Megatron. Masterpiece Optimus Prime. And last but not least, here he is with his G1 counterpart, Masterpiece Ironhide. Here we have a sense of scale between these two. And I don't know where Michael Bay was going, to be honest, but you know, there we have that. Anyway, that is all for the vehicular mode. Let's get on to transformation. So, first thing you're going to want to do is just pull down this front bumper section like that. Now, where do we go from here? Come to the back and just unpeg these doors and fold them outwards like that. We have that. Come through here. Now you want to split the legs like so. You want to. So this goes in a certain amount of steps. You got to go bring that up there. Then you're going to bring this up, that up further, bring this up, that up further, and bring this around. And there's a little slot in there. Well, this feeds right into it. And that sits very nice and creates the calf. And this comes down the rest of the way. Do the same on this side. It is a very progressive transformation for the legs. Click and bring that in. And there you have two legs done. Two very small legs with big feet. Anyway, now onto the upper body. Just separate this roof system and then cave the windscreen in. You then want to come up here, bring this whole assembly down, and there's a tab just there that should tab into that slot there, like so. Now you want to split the bonnet and bring them back, and this piece here in the chest, pull that forward. Who knows how you're supposed to do that. I've never gotten the complete and utter hang of his transformation. Now that comes forward and that all clicks into place there, and there you have that. Now you bring this down and there's a slot there on the very edge of his neck, and there's a tab at the end of this long part there. And they just tab in like that. Now up under here, you're going to want to swing out these fake wheels. Like so. There, that first one swung out. Come around to this side. Swing that one out too. Now you have that. Now you want to bring all this assembly, arm assembly, out like that. You should have them looking like this so far. Now you just want to swing the arms down around the back. There like that. And these should all be folded all the way out. So now the wheels have tucked in under the bonnet. Situate all this perfectly. And this part is a bit finicky. So you got these parts on the back there. And you got these tabs, these slots there. They need to tab in. Now, it doesn't feel natural and it feels like the doors are going to snap. But it's alright. They shouldn't snap. You know, it's a toy, it's made of plastic, so it's possible. So, situate that carefully. And you may need to force a bit. And there, it should just clip on. And that holds that part in place. I'm really sorry, this black on black is not helping at all. Do the same on this side. tab that in. There you have that done. Now you want to make sure the arms are all rotated around so the elbows are facing the right way. Now come to the back here, just fold up. You've got this windscreen part flipped in, fold that all the way up. And there's not really much to tab in with. Unless you just go under there, like that, and tab these over the top, which is a step I forgot to do because I am a dumb. But anyway, there you have that, and bring that down, and there you should have Ironhide done. Situate him perfectly, getting all his arms in the right positions. And now you have Ironhide in his robot mode, and he is a very weird looking robot mode, I will admit. His arms are very stubby and thin. That's one of my complaints. Another one of my complaints is his feet are too big. Feet are way too big for the legs. But otherwise, he is a pretty convincing Ironhide. The arms don't really matter as much once you get your arm cannons on, which is done just by splitting this. And you've got a tab there, and there's a slot just there. And yes, you need to tab in these arms at the correct places, because this one goes on that arm, and this one goes on this arm. There's the same thing, tab there, slot there. Peg and hole, I mean. His arms don't look as bad now. They actually look a lot better. I can forgive the arms because I'm not displaying him without his arm cannons. I don't think anyone is. But his feet are kind of, out there for the world to see. And there is no ankle tilt. There is a little bit of tiltage on their own. Oh, one move I forgot to do, is get the wheels and fold them under. Just like that. I have that. There is a slight angled tilt to the feet already, but that is only slight, so he can stand with his legs apart because he can't stand with them together because of the tail lights there. The calf muscles stop him. But there you have that. You can get some cool looking poses. He's pretty maneuverable. He's got a head of it like that far up and down, but once you twist it, you can get some good movements up and down off the bonnets. He can go out that far on a hinge, outwards and inwards. He can only lift his arm up that far, and down that far. He's got an elbow, which is just a 90-degree elbow. And he's got a swiveling wrist. Like that. No waist swivel. He can kick that far up, and he has a rear kick. He has a buck of that far back. He can do the full splits. He's got a knee bend of 90 degrees. And that's all for articulation, but you can still get him into some pretty good poses with just those few joints. The last nitpick I have is the bumper being right there in plain view. I honestly can look past it. A lot of people have been talking about it like it's horrifying, it's the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. I don't think so, at least myself. It's still pretty good looking. I can ignore that. For all its other beauty, it's a good figure. Now on the face sculpt, very nicely done face sculpt with painted blue eyes. He doesn't have the face mask on. Last Ironhide figure I got had the face mask on it. He was a big figure and you could like click a button here and it would open up two sides and have like a Gatling gun sort of thing in there and a knife in one arm, a pistol there, and you could like flick the guns out of his arms using the pulls on a chimney stack. Last Iron figure I had, he had a face mask I got my dad to pull it off, and underneath was a normal face, so he just ripped it off, because in none of the movies did he have a face mask, but a lot of the toys are displayed with one, which is strange. But anyway, that is that. There is no other weapon storage on him, except for on his arms, but where else would you be displaying them, to be honest? There you go, you can have him holding his guns like that. Very, very cool figure. I am very glad I got him. My mum was in Hong Kong, and she goes, well, she was at the toy market. She says, there's Studio Series figures here, I'm going to get you 2. And I go, alright, what's the selection? And she said, Ironhide, Optimus Prime, or one other. So I got Ironhide and one other, and you'll see the one other in the next video, which will hopefully be up soon. But very nice chrome detail all the way down. Again, the Michael Bay figures, what they have come up with is fantastically detailed. For all it's worth, if you hadn't heard of G1 before you saw the Transformers movies, they were epic. I saw the Transformers movies before I watched G1. I thought this was the be-all and end-all. Of course it isn't. I still like it because it had a large play in my childhood. But G1 is better, but these are still epic. I still love the designs. Anyway, let's get on to comparisons. Here he is with Studio Series Sideswipe. You have a sense of scale between those two. Here he is with Studio Series Megatron. They have that. Here he is with Studio Series Barricade. Some scale there. A very small table. Here he is with Masterpiece OP. And last but not least, his G1 counterpart, Ironhide. Totally different characters, but the same character at the same time. How that works, I don't know, but you have that. But that is just about all for this figure. I actually really like him. He's definitely a cool figure to have in your collection. Considering Studio Series was just meant to be my secondary collection, and is now growing immensely. I have, what? About 10, 11 figures already. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed, and hit that bell button, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.